everybody out there in YouTube land. It is so nice to see you again, or hear from you anyway. It is I, your t-shirted historian, coming at you with our Week in Geek. And man, have I got an awesome panel for you this week. I'm so excited, I'm just about to pop, so I'm going to put on Mr. Pauly from the Latino Slant. Hey, Pauly, you're muted. Are you all right,
hello
man?
There.
Hey,
hello.
It is great to see you.
Thanks for inviting me on, man.
Oh, man. Hey, thank you for coming on. Really, truly. All right. We have got... We've got the man...
in love with you, girl.
Ooh. Man can sing. All right. And I caught your stream yesterday. No, it was good. It was good. You can sing, Mato. You can sing.
Orale.
All right. We've got the man who classes up the show. The only reason you really will come to the show, let's admit it. All right. We have Mr. Grimm.
Evening.
Evening. How are you doing, sir?
Let's avoid that question and get on with the show.
Okay.
Well, good to see you, Grim. Good to see you, mate.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
We have the man without whom I would not have a show. We have Mr. Gary from Pop Culture Minefield.
I'm on a show.
You're on a show.
What's up, everybody? Hey.
Hey. And we have my our latest find, our community friend, our special guest always. We have the lovely Rebecca, who always classes up a stream because we have way too much sausage fest going on, so we need a little bit of estrogen.
I'm still trying to figure out why I'm here, but I'm not mad at it because I've got we got Dare Bear, we got Grim. I'm not mad at it. Hi guys.
I love that Rebecca's bringing it back. My old nickname from Marvel Comics colorist John Alderink, and I introduced you to. Do you like how I did that, Rebecca?
Yes, Queen. I loved it.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist. You need to check out some of his stuff. But yeah, it's like I like being called Gare Bear. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
You're screwed then because it will always be Dare Bear.
Yeah. But t-shirt.
Yes.
Do we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today? What's going on?
We have a ton of stuff to talk about today, and we have more guests who are going to be coming, but they are running a little late, including your friend and mine, Pauly, Pablocito. He will be coming with us.
My compadre.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let me just jump right into it today. I'm not sure whether or not to save this one for when those guys show up or not, but considering how I feel about it, we're going to jump right into this story. Let me share screen. I'm so professional, man.
I love the animation behind Grim right now. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I love it.
It's the adverts from the Cyberpunk game.
I love it.
Cool.
At one point, I saw some tall model figure walk behind you. I thought there was someone there in the room.
I got that too because we were chatting for a half hour or so before the show, and I saw a leggy woman walk by. And went, what the fuck's going on over there? It's Grim.
I'm just dripping in models here. Yeah. It's the Playboy Mansion up here.
I've got a green screen thing now. I need to learn how to work that and, find something appropriate for the camera. But
I just need to get internet for the house so I don't have this crackly problem.
I actually, because of your photo, I feel like you're sitting in your car right now.
Totally.
I am. So I just finished doing a bunch of tattoos from Michigan that came all the way down.
Nice.
And I'm like, cool, all right. And then I completely forgot that T-shirt was like, hey, get your ass in here. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. So I completely forgot. So I'm not at the shop now with internet, and I'm running around in the hills. I hear banjos.
Hey, Rebecca, I've never met you, so I wanted to say hello.
Oh, Pauly, yeah, Rebecca, Pauly, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, Pauly's. We just found out Pauly can sing.
He can.
He's a
good
crooner.
too.
He's a crooner.
He's
not
good too.
bad. I thought I smiled. I'm like, he's singing. I like it.
Well, the thing is that we're doing a Friday night karaoke now, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you get some honey and tea, to fix up your voice." I don't want it fixed. It's karaoke. You come off too much like a professional. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, it's exactly what ends up
That's
happening. Everybody's like, "Oh
Yeah.
man, that person's a pro. Fuck them."
Exactly.
Well, let me shout out to our chat here real quick. We have Sven, the Nordic Ninja, who has been in chat, since 4:42. Man, way to get here early, dude.
We got Tim
excited to see me.
Possibles here.
Yes, we have the great Tim
Terry.
Possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have Terry Wilkin. It's great to see you. Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Always a
that,
regular on my show.
We got that ass nugget T-shirted historian in the chat too.
Oh yeah, well, fuck that guy. Let's not say hi to him.
Oh,
we have
and a good
Kylock.
friend Jace is here too, and Kylock, yeah, 'cause
Kylock.
he was talking about the show while we're on Twitter today.
Yeah, I'm so excited that Kylock is on here. We're going to talk about Berserk. In fact, that is going to be pretty much our first topic of the day. And we have Jace. I love you, Jace. It's so good to see you. Hail to Norway, my man.
Jace is okay.
He's cool. Cool.
I
like
did
it.
tweet out the show, so on Twitterlandia, if anyone, hopefully some more people come. This is cool.
Oh, I hope so, sir. Thank you.
Órale.
All right. Well, here's our first topic of the day. As it's probably being known about just now, the creator of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, passed away on the 6th. He had an aortic separation in his heart.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Yeah, poor guy was only 54 years old. So that's kind of brings my mortality into some view here, because he's only 6 years older than me. That's a little scary.
And he's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been a big fan of the Berserk manga for a while. Since 91. It's when I first started getting into it. And originally we couldn't get a hold of the manga or the anime. We got a hold of the soundtracks, and I thought, wow, this would really be a cool series. I wish I could see the cartoons. And then later on, we got the cartoons. And then just a few years ago, Dark Horse starts putting out the manga, and they are incredible. And of course, there was the Berserk films and the 2 Berserk television shows, along with the OVA. Oh, man.
Yeah, and I didn't get exposed to it until late. I started watching the anime series in 2018, and then got a hold of the movies last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with it. I'm like, holy shit, this stuff is awesome.
It's incredible. He started it back in 89, and it was kind of like it came from the old 80s styles of manga. In fact, my top favorite manga anime is Fist of the North Star, and that is what inspired Berserk. And in fact, from the very first arc, the Black Swordsman arc, Guts, who is the main character, shares a lot of things and traits in common with Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. So,
which is making me to take a second look at that, because I didn't like it when it first came out, and now I'm going to try it because I enjoyed Berserk so much.
Yeah, and what's really crushing about this is the fact that Berserk wasn't finished. Miura had taken hiatuses from time to time to do other projects, which I have a few, and but he would keep coming back to Berserk and working on it little by little, kind of like George R.R. Martin. And sadly, we don't know what's going to happen with the manga. We don't know what's going to happen with the anime. Since he's gone now, I don't know if they're going to have people picking it up after him, or if it's just going to stay where it lay. I don't know. Y'all have any thoughts on this?
Well, I hope they finish it.
I do too.
And I don't see why they wouldn't.
Grim, you in any part of the Berserk manga? Or?
Berserk kind of passed me by somehow. I've not read it, not seen it, nothing. I don't know whether it's just wasn't as big in the UK, or I was into anime a bit earlier than most people and then kind of fell out of being into it, and then I've started getting back into it now. So maybe that middle period somewhere is where I missed out on it. So
Yeah.
I understand it's been very influential, but I don't know it. So
Yeah. Well, I have actually prepared a little tribute video for Berserk for Kentaro Miura, and want to share that with you guys real quick. I hope you guys like it. I mean, I know I'm holding up okay, but I mean, really deep down in my heart, I really am. I'm very crushed by this because, here I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping another volume will come out, another part of this will come out, and I'll get to see more of this story because it's so good. And now it's just, man. Anyway. Yeah. So sorry, I'm getting a little emotional over here. It's not ever going to be finished, man.
sometimes that's better.
I don't know that if somebody picks up where it was left off, I don't know that it's going to do the manga justice at all, because let's be real, we don't know what was inside of his head. We don't know the direction that he was going to take the characters. So this could go a completely different way. Like I don't know that they should pick it up. I think that they should just leave it as it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Depends on his process, I guess. If he was the kind of person that makes exhaustive notes and plot outlines and things, then it might work. If you can find someone who writes in a similar way.
Go ahead.
That's the thing that can work. But if he didn't, then there's the commercial aspect as well. So people might just want to make money.
Yeah, and I'm certain he had a contract with these companies, and so therefore, upon his demise or removing himself, they would still have certain rights. So we still may see something if it's not published or animated something.
Yeah. Paulie, I'm guessing you're quiet, maybe because you've never seen it or read it or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not a it's not that I'm not a fan of anime.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, when I see it, it looks great. I didn't know about Mr. Kentaro until Geek Tropology told me that he passed, and so we did a tribute a couple days ago in the Menezes Espanol channel, and then we put up we clipped it in where Geek Tropology was very emotional and was talking about Kentaro, and then he went into his Japanese because Geek Tropology knows Japanese. So that was a very nice, moving tribute. So obviously he meant a lot to a lot of people. And then I went to go look at his some of his drawings, and I was like, gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
Gorgeous stuff. I mean, yeah. So I mean, other than that, I mean, much respect, and like Grimm says, it's just the way it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes that shit doesn't get finished.
Yeah.
And Kylock had a question. He says, so all I know about Berserk is that there's a really messed up scene with Guts and his friend, or I guess not friend. How far is that into the manga? Like if I want to check it out and read it. Okay. That, the scene I think you're talking about is between Guts and Griffith after, well, I don't want to say a bunch and spoil it all for you, but that is in the Golden Age arc. So that is pretty much, if you're buying the big deluxe volumes like I do, that's about the span of the first all the way through the part of the fourth book. So it's Golden Age arc is a really big arc. So you'll have plenty of, by the time you finish that arc, you'll have plenty to time to decide if you want to finish reading the rest of it or not. Volume 7 just dropped a couple of months ago, so it's moving pretty slow.
I'd see, and that's kind of like, it's like Trinity Blood, right? I don't know if anybody has watched Trinity Blood, but it was never finished. So I don't think, I don't think that this will ever get finished. It's kind of a, when somebody passes away and they do that stuff, it's kind of a, okay, we're not touching it because we don't know what they want, and it's kind of a tribute to them to just leave it as it was.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Hail Mexican Iron Man.
Hey, Mexican Iron Man. It is so good to see you, Mike.
I'm so mad at you, Mike. You stopped talking to me, man. I haven't heard from you forever. I sent you a private message. Answer me.
I sent you flowers.
I sent you flowers.
See how you diss me.
Yeah, because he had a big move, and I'd known about some of that stuff, and I hope everything's going well for you, buddy.
All right. Well,
yeah, don't let the show die, T-shirt.
No. I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not. I'm literally. I mean, my chest is all choked up at the moment. It really is, because talking about this hurts. But I'm gonna get
Jesus Christ. What? Come on. No, I'm kidding you. I'm teasing you. I get it, man. When somebody you really care about, like I was torn apart when we lost Gene Roddenberry. I pulled over.
Stan Lee died. I was 2 weeks of mourning, pretty much.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's a good question. Who of our,
Yeah, exactly. Who was it that made you stop what you were doing and broke you when they died? For me, it was Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, definitely Stan Lee.
Grim, anybody for you, or you just don't give a shit?
I'm just an unfeeling automaton that doesn't care for people.
Well,
That's
like
not true.
It's people mourn, differently. For me, death affects me a little bit different. Because the art is always there, the memories are always there. They'll never be truly ever forgotten. They'll always be in our life for generations and generations and generations to come. They're immortal. So me thinking, oh, well, okay, we won't see any more art or, anything from these people. But me going back and looking at older stuff like H.R. Giger, and seeing all of his works, it's you find something new about a piece of art that you look at all the time. It's like, oh, never noticed this before. Oh, so it's always something new, but they'll never truly be gone.
I think the ones that are. Go ahead, Grim. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, okay, it's not death, kind of, but also not, because death doesn't bother me that much. But if someone loses who they are or the capability to do what they did, that affects me. So Terry Pratchett dying affected me quite a bit because I'd met him a couple of times, and he was a gentleman and a scholar. But the fact that what got him was dementia was what gutted me, because he was always this really bright, witty, very creative, very sort of animated man. And well, we didn't see him, but you just knew that behind the scenes, everything that made him was kind of falling away. So him dying was actually kind of a relief, because then there's no more suffering. But it's that kind of thing. Like with Stan Lee as well, it wasn't his death that upset me. It was all the elder abuse and exploitation going on up until his death that really upset me.
Yes. And I can agree to that. It's watching somebody fade away and watching, just watching them become less of an icon that everybody knew them as. That's, and I agree with you, Grim. That's what gets me. Death doesn't bother me. They'll live on forever. It's what suffering and what has led up to, that bothers me. I can't stand watching a person disintegrate and just wither away into nothingness. I hope that when I pass, it's a quick heart attack and that I'm in my 50s.
Shut up. 50s are awesome. Fuck.
I was going to say, Gary.
I'm just saying, I hope that's what happens to me. Because if I live to be like 90 or 100 and I lose myself, I can only imagine how my family is going to be. Like I can't do that.
Paul, you were saying?
Thank you. There's for me the life of Prince and when he passed away really shook me, because I was I still have all his vinyl, and obviously he had a career, like kind of like what Grim and Rebecca was saying. It's like we're always gonna have that. It's just how he died, really. In an elevator was very tragic for me, because not only was it an elevator, but he sang about it. He almost prophesized about it. Then there's those people who you knew were gonna leave their mark, and just for lack of better words, fucked it up. Like and I always think of River Phoenix.
Oh man,
always think of River Phoenix.
Died outside the Viper Room,
because that kid was just amazing. Still to this day, it's like you think about his a couple of those movies is so vulnerable and so and you just couldn't get enough of him.
The film that people forget with him, I love that movie, is Mosquito Coast with him and Harrison Ford.
Yeah. And then I know they've redone it into a TV series.
It's not very good.
Okay, good.
It strays too far from the book.
So then you think, and so then for me, then there's those really weird and tragic deaths where you're just like, why? Like with Anton Yelchin, where that sounded like a horrible death, because I don't think he died right away.
No, he languished overnight, trapped by his car against his brick mailbox pillar.
Yeah,
that's just horrible.
And here on the lighter side of This Week in Geek.
We're starting off heavy, aren't we?
This is so much fun. Thanks, T-shirt.
You're welcome. I figured I'd bring everybody down for the week. All right, let's go now. Bye.
I mean, it is World Goth Day, so what better way to talk about it than death?
There you go. And
He had a
speaking
cool
of
movie
goth,
called Green Room.
yeah.
I don't know if anyone ever seen Green Room with Patrick
Oh,
Stewart and
Patrick
Anton
Stewart.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
a
was
long
a cool
time
little
ago.
movie. That was a cool
Long
little
time
movie.
ago. Hey, speaking of goth, we do have Jace who's joining us today on this panel. How are you
Hello.
doing from Norway?
I'm doing pretty well. Kind of sad that Tix lost Eurovision.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Eurovision?
Yeah, he lost. The best Norwegian artist. He lost. But
You put a
the
smile on
winner,
Grimm's face. Look at that.
but Italy won.
I hate
Some-
Eurovision.
Yeah, but the
Let's be real,
winners.
Phil.
The most emotion we've gotten out of
winners,
Grimm. I
that was
love it.
rock. It was rock. It wasn't pop or anything. It was rock that won, like rock music and stuff. So that was
Well, that's
for a
good.
change. And we had also another band from Finland who had more new metal. Almost won. Almost.
It's all those sympathy votes because Lenu died. Most people won't know what I'm talking about. Lenu was the first dog of Finland. He belonged to the prime minister. A
Aw.
French bulldog, and he just
But,
died the other day. So they probably
well-
got some sympathy votes.
Tix didn't win, but well, he won a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend now of traveling to Eurovision, and he won people's heart with the song and the meaning behind his song about mental health and stuff like that. So he didn't care about winning at all. He didn't care. He just wanted to do this for fun.
Always look on the bright
So,
side of life.
That's pretty nice. So how are you guys doing?
Well, other than being depressed about Kentaro
Yeah.
Miura's passing,
Yeah, I know.
You
Sad.
know, T-shirt. If you're gonna start off the show like this, I would have fucking said no.
Usually I'm more upbeat and stuff like that. But I felt like we had to bring it out kind of first because unfortunately, he passed away back on the 6th, and we're only just now finding out about it this week. And I'm like, well, fuck, man.
That is sad. It's really sad, man.
So I'm kind of upset because I kind of feel like, wow, thanks for letting us know in a timely fashion, bitches.
Well, if we start in a depressing pit, we can only go up from here. So
True.
World Goth
True.
Day. World Goth Day.
Okay.
I used to be goth and emo and punk. Like I'm still punk, but I used to be
That
all
never
that.
dies. You either are or you never were. It never dies.
That's true.
I was always more of a punker in my style more than anything else. But that's because I grew up as a punker.
Well, Paulie always comes off all really smooth and stuff like that on his stuff. But I bet you down low, deep seatedly, he's probably like a really big jazz enthusiast.
I'm a big what?
Jazz enthusiast.
Oh, coming up in the minute hour, it's John Coltrane with In a Sentimental Mood, originally done by Duke Ellington out of Washington, D.C. This next one goes out to Grimm in the U.K. who can't stand Euro. Here on
hey,
the
Paulie.
T-shirt story.
nice.
First time caller. Paulie,
the
would
only-
you play a song for me? I want to hear the song Trio GP by Kenny Kirkland.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Oh
Kenneth
shit.
Kirkland is coming out of Missouri by way of New Hampshire. Here it is for Gary, pop culture.
Trio GP.
Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go. We have Latino overload. Yes, we have three
Hello, everyone.
Hispanics. We have 3 Hispanics on the show now. We're doing great. Hey, Pablocito, how are you?
Hello, everyone, and Jefecito, how you doing?
Hey, what's
Hey.
up, bud?
Hey, Pablo, Paulie,
Yeah.
I'm calling T-shirt out because until he shows his face, I don't buy these a real Latino.
That's not fair, dude. You don't have to keep my identity secret,
I know, Superman.
I can't save the world if everybody knows who I am.
Yeah.
That's true.
Besides, they wouldn't care anyway.
Oh,
They'd find
you're
out.
not
They'd be like, I'm so boring.
I like how you're rearranging us right now. We're all kind of like, what the fuck's going on?
We need
Oh,
two more
we talked
people for
about
Celebrity
those,
Squares.
Yeah,
There we
if
go.
you don't wear black tank tops, you're not a Latino, dude.
No, we got.
I wear
We-
black tank tops, and I'm not Latino.
Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Yeah, she does.
The tank
Look,
top
we
says
got
otherwise.
gotta flex the guns there, Rebecca.
Yeah,
Come
flex
on
the
now.
guns. Come on.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Check out her ink, man. Oh, hey,
I
Paulie, here,
love that
here,
ink
show her
too.
your ink.
Got a
Hang on,
little-
let me close
That's
up on
so
that. Hang on.
nice.
I got a.
Oh.
Dia de los Muertos.
Sorry, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, Sugar Skull? Nice.
And right here it says Liberación.
Ah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like that.
Thank you. All right, stop.
I think I was asking
Look at
one of
all
the
that
other
ing. All
one of
that
the
ink.
other
Oh my
weeks.
god.
what
What's
the
up?
Latino equivalent of Blasian was, and I think we now know.
Blasian?
Yeah, we know.
Oh man.
Well, you
Hey.
got some competition on the long hair there, Grim, with Pablo.
Oh yeah. My
Pablo's
hair
hair
is
is
up to
Wow.
almost. Yeah, it's lower
But
than
his
my...
beard is killer.
Yes, his beard is amazing.
Beard superiority.
Not
Beard
wrong.
superiority.
I grow a beard and I just look like Isaac Asimov.
I
It's not
had
bad.
I
I
had a
have
grim
been
beard.
trying.
I
Is-
see that. I
You ready?
see that, Gare Bear.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh.
once you see it, you can't unsee it because I have the same mutton chops as that fucker.
COVID
Cannot
has actually
unsee.
COVID robbed me of my beautiful beard because I had one that rivaled Grim.
None of
at
us
one
believe
point.
you. None
No,
of us
it's,
believe
it's
you.
true. It's true. But the problem is, I worked in, well, I still do. One of my jobs is as a professional direct care health worker. And unfortunately, that means I had to shave off all my facial pubes.
Yeah.
Get the mask
Well,
on.
Still
It-
cute though. I
he's
mean, you're
trained-
still
You've
good
seen
looking
me.
guy.
Yeah, you've
He's
seen me.
trained as a catheter cleaner.
Well,
Hey, we need those.
yeah, I mean,
Don't knock
okay.
So why aren't you
I-
showing your face, Fato?
Yeah, Vato.
It's because of my other job. I'll tell you about it privately sometime.
Yeah, we talk about it privately all the time. I'll explain it to you later, Paulie.
The porno business is from the
Yeah.
head down or what?
No,
Yeah.
that's Grim. That's Grim, not me.
He's a fluffer. He's a fluffer
Fluff or-
in the gay porn industry.
We need those, dude.
Ooh.
We need them.
He knows.
You act like
They get
that would
paid good
bother
money.
me or something, Gary.
Yeah, I know it
What are you
won't
trying to
bother
say?
you. I know it won't bother you
trying
because
to
you're pansexual.
That's right, baby. Big old black man.
Pennsylvania.
Wait, you like pancitos?
Yes, I love pancitos. Who doesn't like pancitos?
Oh man. Oh, on Latin
Oh my
America, pansexuals are always the laughing stock because pan sounds like bread, like
Of
the
course.
bread on the morning. So you will get a photo of this nice loaf of bread, and on the comments you will get, "Who's the pansexual here? Any pansexual one, please?"
Well, I'm frying pansexual. I'll fuck anything out of a frying pan.
Bacon, pancakes.
I'm really so happy I came on this stream.
What did I come into?
Can't you tell?
This is-
I'm just like,
Yeah, he talked to me for an hour on the phone and then went to have a delicious lunch and then come onto this shit show.
and I know Mexican Iron Man is like, what are you doing on another stream? I know I'm gonna get it. I gotta
shit.
support my boy T-shirt.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, that's so funny. Mexican. It's like, yeah, there are like 10 Latinos on the net, and 6 of them are at quinceañeras or bullfights. The rest are here.
Has anyone ever been to a live bullfight?
I have
I have-
not.
I have
To a live what?
A bullfight.
I wanted to, but then I couldn't.
I want to.
Okay, before 2008, when Rafael Correa made the laws that prohibited bullfights, we used to have every single December this huge party for my country, for my city. Each 6th of December, people will get into La Plaza de Toros. We have a stadium just to bullfight. They will drink all they can, and they will watch the bullfighting. And one year, somehow it started to rain so much that there was like half a meter of water in the stadium. The
Wow.
bull stopped the fight to drink water, and then he got into a place where he will be dry. And that's how it ended. No one will ever dare to touch that bull. That bull went to be a cemental, a breeding bull, because he was so badass. He just stopped in the middle of the fight to drink water.
Hang on,
Poor
man. I
guy.
gotta go rehydrate before I whoop your ass.
Right.
That's the day you wish you had a hippo backstage.
Hey, don't joke. Those motherfuckers kill more people in Africa
know.
than anybody else.
They're fucking
Right.
vicious.
They
Yeah,
are.
they are one of the deadliest animals in the world.
And I've seen photos of them. Like they'll fucking bite crocodiles and shit in half. I'm like, God damn.
Oh yeah.
They're very territorial, but they'll also do the most bizarre shit, like protect an animal being attacked by a predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking weird. They will go after the lion or whatever they have there. Like tigers are in India, but the lions and stuff like that. And I've seen them go after what are those weird hyenas?
Yeah. And speaking of tigers, Jed, where is Esh? Did you not bring Esh with you?
Oh, he said he was going to be right behind us. So we
Okay.
just got done with Pablo's stream. So
Oh, holy
Yeah.
shit! There he is.
yeah.
Boom.
So-
Speak to the devil and he shall arrive.
What's up,
Hey,
Ash?
everyone.
What's up,
How's it
Jimmy?
going?
me and Ash have done
Hail
3
to you, man.
streams today.
Yeah,
You guys are wiped
T-shirted.
out.
yeah
who
I've been
didn't
trying to
you
get
invite,
rid of
man?
Jed, but he's following me everywhere.
Oh, you're the
Uh,
one that keeps following me, fucker.
I mean, I understand Grim and Rebecca, but I mean, you can invite everyone else. What the fuck?
well, they're Retro went to sleep. Mike doesn't feel good.
No, I'm not talking to
And-
you. I'm talking to T-shirt. I mean, you
No.
invite Jed. You invite
Right.
E.
I'm sorry, man. I like a nice big varied panel so that we don't. Whenever I get into discussions, I don't sound like I'm just in an echo chamber talking about all my shit. you know?
Then also we can do the Brady Bunch because Grim is obviously Alice, and
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Okay, T-shirted. I just sent.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
T-shirt head.
T-shirt head. Okay.
Search your head.
I just shared my screen. This is La Plaza de Toros de Quito before the prohibition. Okay.
I'm not gonna copyright claim for this shit, right?
No.
Mm.
This is how the people used to get in. Let's see if there's a better. Full, just full. Everybody ready just to watch that event once a year.
Damn.
Yep.
You guys really hate cows.
Oh man. This
This
takes me back
was
to my Hemingway.
this was the biggest event on bullfighting in the world. It was bigger than the ones in Spain.
yeah, because I've
Spaniards,
been to them in Spain, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Spaniards used to come to Quito to prove themselves. It was the ultimate fight. So El Juri, one of the legendary bullfighters, he got his best run here in Ecuador, in Quito.
Jace is just looking on in horror, going, "We don't have shit like this in Norway, you barbarian fucks."
No, the Vikings, they're so
Yeah,
tame,
these
such
are-
a tame people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
these are the guys who
so-
invented Blood Eagle,
Right.
which you guys know what that is, right?
Mhm.
They have kind of the same thing, but with a walrus.
Oh,
Now those fuckers are
Interesting.
dangerous.
yeah.
I'm going to pretend I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's the good way to do it.
If you want me to explain, I'm a historian, so I will explain it to you if you really want to know.
No.
Really? Did you own a comic book store too?
No, I did not own a comic book store. I used to hang out in them frequently, though, and enough to
Stand
become a
back.
nuisance.
I'm a whale biologist.
Yes. Oh, Pablo, there's a question for you there. Where are you from?
You're from Argentina, right?
Oh, nope. Quito, Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yep.
Quito, Ecuador.
That's
Yeah.
neat.
All right.
It
Well,
is
all
a
right.
badass city. To be honest, it's a badass city.
Hey Pablo, when I went to work for this one company down in Georgia as a graphic designer, I met the other graphic designer over the phone. We didn't see each other. His name was Cristiano Prado, and he was from Brazil. So I got this image of this South American man, dark skin, dark hair, all that stuff. I meet this guy, and he's 6'6", blonde haired and blue eyed. And I said, first thing I said to him, I said, "You've got Nazi blood in you, don't you?"
Blunt.
Right. And what did he say?
We became instant friends and went out and got drunk together. I just say fucked up shit to people, and they just go, "That shit's funny, thanks."
Jawohl, Gary.
And he talked like Arnold too. He had the talk. Yeah, Christian, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you are definitely German.
Yes.
Austrian.
I could
Austrian.
definitely hang out for one more topic, man.
Okay. Well, let's
That's
get to
cool
another
with you,
topic.
if that's cool with you.
Oh, Polly
No.
pisses off when me and Ash get here. I see how it goes.
I don't think it's you, but
I mean,
anyway.
technically, it's just you.
No, I
He was going to
already.
say me. Oh, should I feel offended?
I thought it was about me, man. Like I see
love
this
both you
guy
guys.
twice a week.
No, I got a
I
lady
know
next-
you got Mrs. Slant to go take care of. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready to watch some fights. We love watching the boxing.
Hey, question,
Oh shit! Who are you watching tonight, man?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's fighting right now. I gotta look up some fights. We got all the the pirate fights and shit.
Okay. We talking
Is
like
she
MMA or we
still
talking
made
boxing?
up from work?
I don't think UFC was last week. I don't think there's a new fight. So we'd much rather watch UFC.
Yeah.
But I'll look it up. I'll let you know right now.
Okay. Because yeah, I haven't watched UFC in a while, but man, I tell you what, I miss is Pride FC. That used to be my favorite.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway,
that was pretty good.
It was fucking great. Got to
Yeah.
watch the Gracies get demolished. But anyway, all
Larry
right.
Hama.
What's with
Larry
Steven?
Hama.
Oh, don't worry, I'll leave.
Oh, he's being Steve.
No, don't leave, Steve.
Do
All
you
right.
need a Snickers, Steven, so you feel better?
All right. So here's our topic right now. Okay, this is Larry Hama. This is the guy who is pretty much the creator of G.I. Joe, at least as far as the comic books goes.
Yeah.
And according to an article over in Bounding Into Comics, he says that he is actually defending the changes to the character Snake Eyes in the upcoming Snake Eyes G.I. Joe origin film that stars Henry Golding, which, as you may or may not remember, in the original comic books, Snake Eyes was always portrayed as a white guy with blonde hair
Yep.
and probably blue eyes. We never did get to see his face because it was.
And when you only see the live action movies, he's
Yeah.
also white.
Yeah.
He
Live
never
action.
said anything, and you never got to see his face.
You just saw him as a kid
Yeah.
in the movies, as a white kid.
So,
But I mean, that was always one of the bones of contention in the comic books. Is like, Snake Eyes was an outsider and he was a white guy, so for
Right.
him to be
Yeah.
allowed,
He was an outsider,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, and that was what the conflict with his brother was.
Which brother?
Storm Shadow. Storm
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah, Storm Shadow, yeah.
Was it actually his brother in the comic books though?
Well, they're not. They were
They
running
were-
the same.
They weren't blood.
They
Yeah.
weren't blood, but then they were like brothers, but then they had a falling out, and one went to Cobra and one went to the Joes. So that's the reason why that shit went
And there
on.
was that deep resentment between
Yeah.
Storm Shadow and him. And
Yeah.
so I dug that, but they kind of and part of that was because he was round-eyed.
Yeah.
He was Gaijin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Well, as you remember, last week we talked about this, and obviously, Twitter just lost their fucking minds over this. They were like, "No, God damn it, Snake Eyes does not talk. He's a white guy. He's not like this Asian dude," and all this other stuff. So, without promoting any Asian hate on this channel, because we don't do that, we love Asians. Look, we have Ish. See, Asian. Um,
I'm a different kind of Asian.
you're a different kind of Asian. You count. But
Don't fall for it, T-shirt. Don't fall for it.
yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Ironcaster.
The reason why it's so important for Snake Eyes to be the other, to be an outsider on his clan, is that's why he became so good of a warrior. That's why he learned everything. Because he had to prove himself on the clan. He had to prove that he was worthy of the training, he was worthy of being there. And even though he did prove himself, he was not accepted. That's the fallout with his brother, because he is a clan brother. He is his Aniki, and that fallout is way important for the character. So, what the hell are these guys doing?
Well, Larry
Yeah.
Hama comes from. Here's the angle that he comes from. I created this shit, so I'm going to do and say and support whatever I want. And the fact is look. You can create something. This is the hard lesson George Lucas learned all the way back to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle learned. You create something, but you also create a fan base. And the fan base takes partial ownership of whatever the fuck it is you're doing.
Yeah.
True.
You're right.
Whether you like it or not,
You're right.
that's the reality of it.
Yeah, don't fuck with the fan base, because the fan base will turn on you if you fuck
Because that's
with
where all the money you
Yeah.
love to live with comes from.
And
You know,
yes,
right?
Kylo, Snake Eyes was not able to speak in the comic books. He had an accident where he was badly burned, including his face, and apparently it ruined his vocal cords too. That's why he wore a mask throughout the entire comic book series. So yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, that was the thing.
See, I didn't know about the accident. I always wondered
Yeah.
if he had his throat cut or something in one of his fights. Just wondered if that was it.
No,
So it's an accident. Okay.
No, I remember it.
It's probably because this is all a grab bag of problematic tropes. Part of the reason Iron Fist was cancelled, besides the fact it was shit, was because it was a white guy going to the east, learning all these powers and outdoing the people for whom it was their native culture. So to have a white guy learning ninjutsu and being better is problematic, obviously, given the new context of looking at these things. And also, if he can't speak and he's deformed by being burned or whatever, that's another thing you can't really have anymore. Though you would think it would be representation, but no, they're older tropes, and they're just less acceptable now, I guess.
If they did Professor Xavier on this current age, they will do him completely able-bodied and with a full set of hair. That's
Oh, no,
all.
I don't agree. I think he'd still be wheelchair bound, and if anything informs on that, it's probably the current thing where a lot of people who are disabled and wheelchair bound are fighting tooth and nail for representation in things like Dungeons and Dragons games.
Yeah, but in the comics, they change it. Professor Xavier is no longer disabled.
Yep,
Yeah,
he is
no,
not
it's not.
disabled.
Standing again.
And he has a big fish tank on his head.
Yeah, we did this on Nick's
And
stream
people
about
wonder
a
why
couple
I
weeks
stopped
ago.
reading comics.
Yeah.
My God,
Definitely
Jesus
fine.
Christ.
Yeah, it's
And
just
awful.
and
you
then
offend a group of people, and it's over with. You have to make it completely different.
yeah.
Why
Yeah, I
did
got
So
it. I
he
got
switched
into a
bodies
fight.
with another character. So
Yeah. I got into a fight with my sister over when they were doing the reboot of Ironside, and she was one of those people so pissed that they didn't get an actor that was physically disabled to play that part. And I looked at her and I said, because the character has to be able to walk first
Right.
before he gets shot.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Just hoist the guy up on wires? My sister's like, "Oh, Gary,
Thunderbird style.
and I'm like, seriously, Luann, just shut up. Just shut up.
Why
you
do
get
they
an,
have-
you get an able-bodied actor and then you shoot him. That's how
Yeah.
Bam! That's the way to do it.
That's the way
Grim's
to do it.
Fuck
method.
yeah.
Method all the way.
I said that because I did the Vindicated book, and actor Kurt Yeager was in my comic book. He's the guy with the prosthetic leg from was that show Sons of Anarchy, and Ron Perlman murders him in a trailer in the fifth season. I was like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. But and I looked at him. I said, well, the comic book character has 2 prosthetic legs. And he sat there at lunch looking at me and goes, I'm not doing that. I went, you said your method.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we do actually have a Hollywood guy here. I mean, Paulie, this is stuff that you actually know about. This is your area. What do you think about disabled folks in the Hollywood scene?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, what do you think about the Hollywood folks, disabled people in the Hollywood acting scene, as far as how they're portrayed in films and stuff?
What is the context of this question? Because it's
Well,
Is it-
you know what? Let me back up. Let me back
Okay.
it up. So, it's kind of a strange thing, right? Because actors, it's about make believe. It's a willing suspension. The willing suspension
Right.
of disbelief. So it's up to that performer to make you, to give you that great performance.
Yeah.
Which really, unfortunately, which is how you want to get the role, and that's really only valid now in theaters. In theater still, in theaters, pretty much more like a, work from the heart. Your passion. That's more for the soul. That's what Mrs. Slant will say. Her heart is always with the theater. Because it's just it's just more for the soul. Acting, what they're doing now is that it's almost like they've overshot. So they're whatever role is written, like let's say for a trans or a disabled person, they have to cast that trans or disabled person, because back in the day they just wouldn't do that, or they would write that person out. They would change it. And the easiest way to do that back in the day first was change it to a black guy, give the role to like a Denzel. They started breaking down barriers. But I'll just say that Mrs. Slant went up for a role where it was a trans. It's a big television show, and she clearly had gotten the job, and they were like, you're the best person we saw, but we can't give you the role. She's like, why not?
Yeah.
We have to give it to a trans actor. We have to. It's like we don't have a choice. It's like they, being the casting people, like they got the call from upstairs. Now that's just the way it is. But later on down the line, they looked out for her and they got her a bigger role on that TV show. So, does it bug her? Yeah, but she gets it. She gets it. And she's actually for it. Like she's not above herself like a lot of the actors are, to where she's like, hey man, that's cool. If a disabled person can play themselves, great. If a trans person can play that role, great.
Well, what's important is to find the right person for that role.
Yes.
And if that person happens to be other abled, that's good.
Yeah, but they don't really do that. They're checking the boxes a little too much.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
where
they are.
I have issue with it. It's like,
Yeah.
So that's just from what she But see, then again, there's always those people that always break the mold. Like she went up against for detective role all these women that were like Mrs. Land is very curvy and dark features, whereas she went in for this role
and
for a
apparently
detective.
really hot when she comes home from work with her makeup still on.
So she went up against all these taller blonde actresses. They actually were wondering what the fuck she was doing there for the audition. She ended up getting the role just because she's so damn good. And that does happen a lot, where you change their mind in the casting, like as far as your performance. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Oh,
It
T,
does.
I want to show what you need to do to get those roles. Whenever they ask you about if you are disabled and they want to hire you
All right, hang on just a second. Just want to respond to Polly real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely awesome, and that actually makes more sense to me because that is a system of merit,
Yes.
and you should be able to get a job based on your merits, not just because you fit, just according to the superficial type of what they're looking for. Like say if they wanted an overweight Hispanic guy to be on the show, it's like, oh well, I could apply for that role.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, yeah, but wouldn't you rather get a better actor in there instead of just the guy who fits? Because I guarantee you, James Edward almost gets in there and he's going to outact the shit out of me. So,
Oh
Well,
yeah.
that falls under the category of what we were talking about a couple of weeks back with Bane, because truly you would want someone from Latin America to play that part. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that what's his name wouldn't be good in it, but he's not Latino.
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, Dave Bautista is not.
Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. We got 3 Hispanics here and we got at least 2 in the channel because I know my cousin's there. Hang on. Latinos, Hispanics, let's ask real quick. Is Dave Bautista Hispanic enough to play Bane? Orale, or yes or no? I say yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, that's a maybe.
Yeah, that's a maybe. Come on, dude. Stop trying to advertise this shit.
Polly, come on. What do you think?
I
Now
don't
look,
know
he
what's going
looks
on
the
with.
part. He looks the part, but he went out for the part. He wants the part.
I
He
didn't know
went to
Gary
Warner
was
Brothers
Polly.
and says, I'm gonna play Bane, bitch. And Warner's like, please leave the office.
Yeah,
No.
like he went in there with guns blazing, from what I heard.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
he absolutely pulled a Sean Young with Catwoman.
Yeah,
It's
and I
like,
was just like, "Oh, this ain't gonna be good."
Okay, what happened is a few weeks ago, yeah, Dave Bautista basically told Warner Brothers DC that he wanted to play the part of Bane, which if you've read the comics or you haven't read the comics, Bane is a giant Hispanic, very muscular individual who is not only intelligent, but he's also very capable. In fact, he broke Batman's back in the comic books. And
Yeah,
so
he is considered the most powerful.
Yeah, he
villain.
broke Batman's spirit, not only his back, his spirit.
yeah.
I'm sure, like as far as looks wise, Bautista has a great look. I just don't think he's much of an actor.
Oh,
I don't think
okay,
he's got
that's
much of
Polly?
a presence either. I mean, compared to like The Rock,
Yeah.
you know, or
Maybe that could change. I mean, a lot of people didn't think that Skarsgård was going to make a good Pennywise. I sure shit didn't. I mean, maybe he could surprise us.
Maybe.
I
never
mean,
know.
maybe. Pennywise is completely different type of character you can really disappear into.
True.
Right.
Whereas
I
Bane-
thought he was under contract with Disney still for
Oh,
Marvel.
he is.
Mhm.
But
So
they
he
can
can't
still
go in there and
they
do
can,
DC.
Yes, they can, as long as it's not certain kinds of characters.
I was
Well,
also just
okay.
going to say that you jump from being a co-star to a leading man. He still hasn't proven that. Even with,
No,
with,
he
the, with the
hasn't.
movies that he's been the lead in, they've been pretty awful.
Yeah,
as
they're not
far
very
as
good. Yeah,
Bautista.
that action movie that he did with the Indian actor was not very good. It was really bad.
Or the one with the little girl, I heard.
Oh my god, that was so
that
bad.
was really bad.
Oh,
like that was bad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was
it was.
I don't know
Amazon.
about Skarsgård's work before, but man, he was killer. as
Skarsgård is
Pennywise.
good. He's a good actor.
Pennywise is good. Stuber, yeah.
I haven't seen
Stuber.
Stuber.
Oh god,
Is
that
it
movie's
bad?
so dumb. Oh,
Just
it's
the
so
trailer
dumb.
was like, that's enough. I've had enough.
He seems okay in Army of the Dead, which I haven't finished the show yet, but he seems okay so far.
I really want to see that. There's a really good actor. I think you know him from. Is he in Mayans? What's his name? Castillo, Raul.
Oh, he plays. Oh God, what's that guy's name in the
He's
show?
got the blonde hair.
Yeah, I can't
He's
remember his
someone
name
to look
in
out for.
Army.
Have you guys seen a movie called El Chicano? Came out last year.
Yes, I have it. It's up on my shelf.
Yeah. So.
Show us.
God, Gary, you're such a dick. I love it.
I do have El Chicano, though. I love that show.
You know what we should do? We whoever maybe we can do a stream just on that movie, but we all got to see it, and then we can talk about it. It's it came out last year. It was produced by a stuntman, He's like a stuntman here in town, and he did this film, and so the fighting scenes are just awesome. Unfortunately,
They are.
you know. Yeah. Anyways, that actor Raul Castillo, he plays kind of the barrio Batman called El Chicano. That was a pretty good movie.
I agree. And
so anyways, I'm high on that actor Raul Castillo. To me, Raul Castillo is way more of a presence and an actor than Bautista will ever be.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
What
All right.
worries me about this whole trend is that it's called acting, right? So you're pretending to be something you're not.
Thank you, Grim. Thank you.
But we see
Yeah,
the
that's
same.
true.
We see the same attitude elsewhere that we're seeing in films with this. It's like people have forgotten how to imagine or to pretend to be something they're not. Like I write, and you have people constantly trying to elbow their way in and say, okay, you're not allowed to write about any culture that isn't your own. You're not allowed to write about anything that's outside your own personal experience. And if you do, we want you to run your manuscript by sensitivity readers and cultural readers and so on. In a business with margins that are razor thin, it's not an option unless you're with a big publishing house or something. And even in games, the other thing I mainly do is write tabletop games. Even there, you've got people who only want to play self-inserts. They don't seem to want to play someone different to themselves. It seems to be this whole cultural zeitgeist is really kind of against imagination or trying to.
Well, I mean,
empathize
what you
on.
say is not incorrect, Grim. You're absolutely right. This is what happens when people with good intentions become wokosos, which are people who are over woke. Right, and in their progressive, good intentions, right? Now it's just like it's re-education. It's like, and you're absolutely right. Because let's just use your example. Okay, so by that, then the handicapped disabled person has to be written by a disabled person, directed by a disabled person. It has to be released to disabled theaters. I mean, where do you stop?
Right.
You're right.
Share my screen. Now's the moment.
And not to mention that, the person playing a gay person needs to be a gay person because only gay people can play gay people. And transgender people cannot be played by anybody who is not, in effect, an actual trans of some sort.
Whenever you go to an audition, this is what you have to do.
I'm disabled. I'm disabled.
Oh shit!
I love the
such a good episode. That's so good.
And Jay,
You waited that whole time to play that, Pablo?
Yeah, because it's exactly that. Whenever they want
so
you,
this is
for
Professor
a
X
role-
now.
Oh yeah,
No.
he is gay, he is able-bodied, and he has a fishbowl on his head.
Is this for real?
Yeah, this is real.
Steven said he don't know where the link's at to come on.
Oh, hang on. I'll put him in here in a little bit.
Wasn't there a
I'm gonna
period
take off, so I'll make room. Thanks a lot, guys. Much
Paulie,
love.
hey, much love, man. Thank you very much for coming on. I really
Good to see
appreciate
you, Paulie,
you.
again.
Grim,
Hey,
is
Polly,
a
I'll
pleasure,
talk to
man.
you later, baby.
Yeah, we love
Grim,
you,
let's-
Polly.
let's set up a stream, bro.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. You guys,
And I want to talk to
are
you about doing a movie stream, what you talked about.
Let's do El Chicano. That'd be fun.
Let's do El Chicano.
Okay, on my channel, I'll host. Rebecca, Pleasure, Jace, East, and Jed.
Hey, I'll send you a link tomorrow for the show if you want to come on, Polly. Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Gonna disappoint clobbering like that.
Now, speaking of Batman, by the way, T-shirt, I got half of the movie done yesterday. Was the Filipino Batman from the 1970-71. It's a musical version of the 1966 series made in the Philippines.
Oh wow!
And
Wow.
it's fucking batshit crazy. I'm just sitting there, and I talked to Mikey Sutton because he's Filipino, and I said, "Did you know about this movie? Because this movie's nuts." And he's like, "Oh my God, I remember that." I'm like, "Oh, it's just awful." But I can't stop watching it. But I had to stop watching it so I could watch it today. After the show, I'll finish it.
All right. Well, did we go ahead and bury this topic then? I guess we're all done with old Snake Eyes and GI Joe, or do you want to move on to them?
We can summarize and just say, look, Larry Hama is playing a game that's not conducive with making money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
I really wish we had found out about this back when we were talking with Chuck Dixon, because that would have been a perfect time to ask him.
Because he said something about Larry Hama.
Yeah. He said nobody knows Larry Hama but Larry Hama, pretty much.
Man.
And here we go. Here is the fat one himself, Mr. Fat Steven Seagal.
Hi, Steve.
Yep.
He's like,
oh no,
yeah.
I'm quite livid right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't sorry about that. But no, you didn't send the link, so that's why I didn't know when the show was on. So yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Well, we're normally on at 6, man. I thought you were doing something else tonight. Anyway.
Didn't ask.
All right. Well, moving on. I don't really have a great thumbnail for this. This is pretty much just kind of like it is what it is. So we're just going to talk about eBay real quick. eBay has officially banned the sale of adult-only anime, manga, and video games, including items featuring, air quotes, suggestive poses.
Oh, come on! That's basically all anime.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
The regular manga and light novels are off eBay then.
The war against anime now.
There's
next
always been
crusade.
a war. There's always been a war against that because we can't. This goes back to the last time that I was on with you. If it offends some Karen because their son is looking at this stuff, we can't have it. Gotta quit doing this shit.
Yeah, eBay's always been a bit like this, though. Didn't it used to be run by someone quite Christian? Because people were selling their souls on eBay, and people were selling like used panties and things like that. And they cracked down on that ages ago. So this just seems like a slow creep.
Oh hell, I remember back in the old days, they had a female wrestler who had her breast implants removed, and they literally auctioned off the implants on eBay. And I forget how much they made, but shit. I mean, you know.
And there was a case of someone auctioning off their virginity, I think.
I remember that.
Hollywood maids and such used to sell used condoms from celebrities on eBay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So what? Okay, eBay has sold a lot of crazy shit. Anime is not one of.
Well, I mean, I guess that leaves what's that other service that does all that stuff?
Wish, I think.
No, not Wish. The other
Porn,
resale thing.
Etsy.
If you ever buy condoms from Wish, you deserve the baby.
AliExpress.
Yeah.
AliExpress. No, there was another one.
Cloning is killing music.
That basically you meet up and sell like
Kijiji, Craigslist.
Craigslist. That's it. Yeah, my brain is just not firing on all cylinders at the moment. I need more caffeine. And by the way, those of you who didn't know it, I am fueled by caffeine and self-hatred. So there you go. Yes,
Nothing
thank you,
wrong with
brother. This is why I needed you on the show, Kate.
At least make it self-abuse.
Shh, we don't talk about that on the air.
Self-abuse is the most sincerest kind.
Except when you're spanking your own ass on a public bus and people are wondering why you're doing it at noon.
That was oddly specific and sounded very
it sounds like
anecdotal.
Steven's done that a few times.
Sounds like a great
I gotta do everything. I'm just so pathetic, I'm just gotta eat.
Come on, Stephen. We can be pathetic together. Let's go.
I'll take you up on that. I like you can see me, right? I'm here. I'm real. Just want to make
Yes.
All right, cool. I can write on Facebook again.
Fantastic.
To be fair, the real Steven Seagal would be good at spanking. That's basically his fighting style.
No, he'd be good at hitting.
No. But the only problem with that, Grim, is that every time he spanked, he'd be like, "I just had the best spanking ever. You'll never guess by who? Who? Myself."
That's oddly true, probably.
It's not.
Well, it's that
bad.
clip we've seen that clip, right, where it had Rob Schneider? Remember he was doing the clip in Howard Stern?
Yeah.
No,
I just read it, the best script ever. You give up? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember it. So.
What?
Sorry.
Was that the cue?
No.
I remember it.
Yeah,
And it was his own. It was his own
I've
script.
seen it.
Everything is the cue if you are drunk enough.
I don't mean what he means give up.
Yeah, he's
Not
shown
wrong.
it a few times. So
Anyway. So about this thing with eBay, man. Unbelievable, man. It's like that used to be one of my main reasons to get onto eBay was to find hard to find Japanese shit, and now it's going to be like we're probably going to end up having to go to some other service to find it. And I guess they're out there, but I mean, really, do you want to buy stuff from Wish?
Actually, yes. That's
Really?
where I've got. Yeah, that's where I've got my Carnage figure you've seen when I opened my camera on. I got the Venom figure from for like $20. It's where I've gotten like little like LED things and for trinkets and stuff you can find. It's really worth it.
Oh yeah.
The only problem is if you're over 6 foot tall, they don't come in the size of Godzilla there. So when you think you're getting extra large, it turns out to be a size medium for a Ken doll.
That's why I feel.
I ordered a pair of hooker boots from there, and those were the cheapest pieces of shit. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me try one more time, right? And then my fat ass decided to order a bathing suit from Wish. Oh my god!
That probably didn't go well.
But
I've
Amazon's
never bought anything
cracked down
from
on Amazon's cracked down on sort of adult manga and stuff as well, haven't they?
I don't think so. I
A
can
little
find
bit.
it pretty easily. They have sales all the time. You can find like the
Next time eBay or Amazon or any of these sites say that they are against violence to Asians, just remember them this. They are banning everything they can from Asia, from Japan. So violence against who? What were you trying to protect? Because what I see is them enforcing rules against Asians, against Asian culture. And that's
Exactly.
There's
I
becoming a lot more like segregation. We're progressing technologically speaking, but we're regressing socially speaking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
you
But,
know what I find hilarious is they're like, "Oh, you got to ban all the sexual content," but guess who owns Twitch? It's Amazon.
Oh, and I'm so glad you said that. I am so
and
glad
they
you
got
said
all
that.
these cam girls and everything else on there now.
It's funny you would mention
So now I
that.
follow
Yeah.
what you guys are
Get
talking
your
about.
pussies in the
eBay
water.
thing. I didn't know
Yeah.
about this.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here you go. Hang on a minute. Let me find it. All right.
So everything else that is sexual is fine, but not this.
Yeah, because Amazon owns it. It's okay.
But it makes no fucking sense.
That doesn't make sense because Amazon's also third-party sellers. So technically, that wouldn't. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm not looking at that. No, I'm out. Nope. Amaranth. No. I'm not looking at Amaranth. Look at banana.
So this is like I say, this is allowed, but you can't say simp.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
can't say fat, chunky, or all these other words either.
Yeah.
You cannot say a fat chungus.
Yeah,
You know what
there's
a
a
fat
there's a
chungus
bunch of
is?
just normal words you can't say.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the reasons we don't stream on Twitch anymore. That's why we went
Yeah.
over to YouTube with gaming instead.
Yeah.
The reason
Well-
why you don't stream on Twitch anymore is because you are not a hooker.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Twitch.
Well,
that's what
not
I'm talking about.
not online, but in real life,
Yeah.
I'm a horny bastard,
She's not even a real redhead either, so.
Oh, don't start that.
Yeah.
Don't start that. Okay.
Let's not diss hookers. You get something of value.
Okay. Well, this is the thing. Twitch has taken its first action against the hot tub streams and indefinitely suspended advertising eligibility for popular streamer Amaranth. And I remember I used to watch Amaranth, not because she was hot, but I really liked her ASMR.
Wait. Oh,
What?
Blackberry.
Her cosplay is the only thing that's somewhat good, but then she went full OnlyFans and it no longer matters anymore.
Yeah.
Hey,
I feel
said just the
disappointed of you
STDs are
guys.
real.
Nobody followed the joke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
I need to take a stress cigarette for what they're doing on eBay, dude.
Oh, Blackberry.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah, we've got Twitch starting to speak up against this, and I feel this is kind of funny because I think the gaming community has been bitching about this kind of thing for a long time now. So I'm curious what the gamers actually think about this.
The ones that were bitching about sexualization are the ones doing those streams now. So
Yeah.
and I mean, she was on a stream saying how much she is disgusted by the sexualization of women on Twitch. The next week, she was on a bathtub.
Are you talking about Fox?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
she totally said, we don't need this. This doesn't do this about the female thing. And then, like he said, the next week she was like stripped down, almost. She even got banned off Twitch because she was like, you could see her nipples and everything.
Yeah,
like
no,
it was a
she actually
see-through.
showed her nipples and
You can see everything. Like,
Yep.
Okay. Well,
She
so
pulled it
we're
at DSP. She actually did her own self gratification on camera.
yeah.
Okay.
well. Let's see.
Amras
Rowan
rubbed
says
one out
Amazon
on
ruined
camera
Twitch.
about a week ago.
She
too.
was banned
Buttons
for
and rate
24 hours. If you say
Yeah.
fat, you are banned for life.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, we do actually have a panelist here who has some experience with this kind of area here. Grim, what do you have to say about this?
They're trying to play both sides, really.
Yeah, they are.
Because these girls make a lot of money, but they don't actually provide very much for that money. Twitch obviously profits from it, and they only act on these kind of edge cases when people kick up enough of a stink. I think they should just have a segregated adult section, and
Yes.
because it would be nice to have a platform that was stable, where the payouts and everything worked properly and on time, for genuine adult streaming. Because at the moment it's all these sort of fly-by-night sites, and it's no good for anybody. It's no good for the female performers. It's no good for anyone that's involved. So they should just have a segregated, proof of identity adult section on Twitch and just let it all hang out there.
But,
Look,
there's one thing you guys are also forgetting. There's also a reason why they're also probably cracking down is because more and more of these hot tub streams are popping up, but they're linking using their night bots and other bots to OnlyFans and other sites that are pulling away the income. So if you cut the Hydra head at the body, those other sites aren't getting money, and they're eventually to go back to another game streamer they're popular of, and then the income keeps coming back because they get half of all the bits, they get half of all the I believe the Twitch Prime subs. So they're trying to also cut the costs they're going to another site away from them.
Yeah, I've said this, and I said I don't care. I love seeing tits and ass. I don't give a fuck. It's a wonderful thing. I'm a toxic male, but I said this. Okay, Twitch needs to just pony up and just put an adult section in there, away from the gaming part, where you, like Grim said, where you can play adult games or whatever the hell you want to. You know? And then you know how much money they would make hand over fist.
But I tell you, who's loving this is probably mini vids right now, because I've been noticing there are a number of mini vids creators who are actually doing gaming, and they're offering that for free.
Oh yeah.
And so
But
Yeah.
let's look at this from a different aspect. We had a girl VTuber who was I forget what her name was, but she was an anime VTuber and she was killing chatterbait or whatever like with the storm. And then she went to Twitch and she was doing a normal like gaming streams, keeping the same persona. Her avatar was fully clothed. They demonetized her and kicked her out there too because they're trying. You know who I'm talking about. I forget her name.
I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah. I honestly think until Amazon has an adult verified or they're able to get the patent for whatever they want to do, they're going to make it separate from Twitch. You guys are right. But they're also wanting more money leaving the platform.
Here is the thing. Governments actually ask a lot. If you have ever tried to make an OnlyFans account,
that's it.
They get your ID, they get your banking information, they get your location with a photo of your house. You have to provide a lot of information to OnlyFans, so they allow you to be on the site and show yourself on the site. That on the Amazon site will be impossible because they allow basically everyone on Twitch. The filter
Pablo,
that they have
wait a minute.
how you act, not
Pablo.
if you have the credentials or you can show that you are able to provide the service or you are able to consume the service. They don't
Pablo,
care.
I gotta ask, man. You know too much about this. Do you have an OnlyFans, Pablo?
Okay, cool. Do you know
That's not
what
a no.
happened on
That's not a no.
April Fools? This happened on April Fools. One tech YouTuber became the 0.04% in earnings, the top 0.04% in earnings for OnlyFans. Linus Tech Tips created a OnlyFans channel, and in an hour, they were the most prolific channel on OnlyFans. In an hour, it was a joke for April Fools, and they did that. They could not close the account because if they close the account, everybody on OnlyFans will be affected.
Oh yeah.
YouTube
Bloody
won't go
hell.
down that route because they already kicked them off YouTube a couple times.
Yep.
So,
The other problem we have is that behind the scenes, banks refuse to deal with adult providers because it's considered high risk and so on, which is basically an excuse. But that's the excuse that they use. So all these second and third tier sites, you can't get paid through PayPal because if they find out you're getting immoral earnings, they'll shut down your account. A lot of banks refuse to deal with anyone who works in anything even related to the adult industry.
Can have an account, right?
Yeah. But so until something like an unstoppable juggernaut like Amazon decides to get into this kind of field, nothing's really going to change. And I doubt that they're going to, because corporations just see it as bad for their image, however much money they might make from it.
yeah.
I just think how rich it is that a bank is not allowing dirty money. The bank, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make more money, than what you guys are going to offer me. So screw it. I'll do it myself. Screw it.
In the meantime, Amazon is going to continue to sell dildos, sex harnesses, lube, and all these other adult products. Straight to you.
They still have figures, manga, movie, and even the sexy pose ones. They're still all there. Google manga, like anime, manga, statues, and it will all pop up. Everything will pop up. Do it even from an incognito window. It's still all there.
No, I have tried to actually search for. Okay, is for a specific IPs or no game, no life. You cannot find the figurines or the manga. Even Spice and Wolf, they are restricting Spice and Wolf because the shape that Koro, the wolf goddess, takes is a 16-year-old girl. So they
I like
are,
Spice and Wolf.
Yep, they are banning Spice and Wolf, one of the classic literature pieces of the current century on Japan.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Jace, you've been really quiet about this, but you've been kind of saying a little bit here and there. You got to say something about this?
With the eBay thing?
No,
Or-
we've expanded to Twitch now, apparently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I didn't know quite where we were.
we are moving quick.
Wait.
Yeah, Ash
so
even
Twitch.
says there's lewd anime figures still on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally just searched anime manga figures, and a lot of them are just like regular
Yeah, I found no
figures.
figures.
Like
I found No Game No Life.
um,
Whoa, she's even naked in a cat suit. Yeah, she's still here.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not
there's a
posting that. I'm not
specific-
sharing that screen.
I'm not going to share the screen. What I'm trying to say is that they're still on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
I
are
also find
specific
some,
IPs that they
yeah.
are banning. It's not all content is a specific IPs. The biggest IPs on anime, basically, those are the ones that they are taking out.
Yeah, I
You
found
just said No
also-
Game No Life, and I found them though.
Same
I
here.
love
you can
No
get a
Game
Shiro?
No Life.
That's
I
where you
found
learn.
one when
Yeah,
she's-
I found all those
I-
figures. Up to
I
4.
found
Sellers.
when she's bending over.
The cat suit with the tail, the one where she's covering up her chest. Yeah, they're all there.
Yeah.
Well, multiple sellers are reporting that their entries are being taken down and they're being cautioned for breaking the rules and things. So maybe there's some kind of tussle going on behind the scenes, people re-adding them, and who knows?
It could be a region thing as
Yeah,
well,
that's
because
true.
I
Yeah.
am
Yeah, maybe.
as well.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
wait
true.
for
Amazon
No
UK
Game, No
is
Life,
different
too.
from Amazon
I
regular.
like that cat one. Really.
Yeah.
The cat one was
I
cute. Yeah.
I would love to have that one in my collection.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's really nice.
If you haven't seen No Game No Life, you need to. It's a great one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, my
amazing.
panelists are all checking out lewd
There's a
Amazon
prequel.
figures behind the
And
scenes.
season 2 of No
What
Game
have I
No
done?
Life is coming out.
Why
pretty
am I
soon.
doing
Yes.
I have been
I mean-
waiting
Please
for
use an
that.
incognito window.
That
I
and
mean-
the third season of Lock Horizon, I have been waiting so long, and they are finally
Yes.
here, man.
Just how hard have you been waiting? I'm sorry, how long have you been
Oh.
waiting?
Really, really long.
Really, really
But
hard?
I can
Gotcha.
go, for example,
Alright.
they won't get a third season, and I have been waiting for that 10 years. No,
Okay.
14 years.
Okay.
Wait,
well,
when did No Game No Life come out?
oh, I don't
That
know.
was
Netflix?
2012.
Yeah, so we've been waiting for a very long time. For
April
season
25th, 2012.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so
Netflix, yeah.
I've been waiting for a long time for that. 'cause
Well,
I was
well,
like,
What was the other series? You can't find a girlfriend in a dungeon. You remember how that one was very spaced out as well before we got that second season, especially on television or Netflix. So,
yeah.
and that one had the same
Mm.
kind of tropes if you're actually looking at it from that perspective,
Yes.
especially with the twin fighters. So, and what was the other one? The sex reviewers.
Hey, Pat, let's
What's
move
that?
on, man.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. So
T-shirted hates lewd anime figures.
I've got lots of stuff to cover still. So let's move on. We've got this guy. This guy's next. England's finest. We have here. We have Henry Cavill.
The Highlander
What?
remake.
What? Oh, what's that, Ash? Oh my God! What happened?
He's so hot.
Oh, okay. I agree with you.
Ash
This
wants
guy.
him.
As one beautiful man.
Ash
is a
turned
beautiful
into
man.
Anna there for a second.
It was so funny. I recently watched, Hellraiser Hellworld again, and I saw him playing in it. I was like, oh shit, it's Henry.
Oh wow! I gotta
Yeah,
go
he
back
played
and
that
watch
movie.
now.
But terrible movie though. Terrible.
Yeah, it was.
But
It was bad.
The Hellraiser movies are just like shitty popcorn films, basically.
The
It's like-
first one is pretty good.
yeah, the first one is really good, and after that, it's just kind of like,
Yeah, the second one was decent. It was like a decent sequel, but the rest, shit. Just
Yeah.
shit.
well, anyway, the big news about Henry Cavill is that, he is apparently being announced to join Chad Stahelski. I forget it, Stahelski, is it?
Yeah.
The Highlander reboot. Yeah, that's big deal, man.
But who is he going to play? That's
Obviously,
important.
Connor.
The main guy.
We
maybe?
don't know this.
Obviously.
We don't know this.
We don't know this, but
they haven't
who
said
would
who
you
he's
get?
playing, yet, and they
I thought
said
it was.
they
I thought
said
it was confirmed
he's
on his
two-
Facebook.
They said there's two main characters, so I'm worried about that now.
Yep.
I'm
yeah,
worried.
but they can
One at
be
a time,
talking
guys.
about two immortals. So if you
Yeah.
watch the original movie, there was three main characters actually.
Yeah, but you know
And
what I
what-
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the love interest and the two immortals. So you will if they are casting for an immortal and they have Cavill on one of the roles, there's another immortal. If they were talking about the main characters as the one immortal and the love interest, well, there's a girl that needs to be cast, unless they are using Cavill as the girl, and that will be quite difficult.
Well, yeah, in the original film, you had Connor McLeod, you had Ramirez, and then you had de Kurgan effectively as your three main characters. I didn't really find the love interest to be all that. She really was just kind of tangential to the story to me.
Yeah, she's
there so the ideas and concepts can be explained to the audience through her. So it's kind of like a Doctor Who companion.
Yeah, basically.
See, I'm scared for the reboot only because I have a really bad feeling that they're going to take the series and put it into the movie. And I was not a fan of that series.
The animated series or the live action?
You guys are missing one thing. He could be the villain, the evil white male Highlander, and then the whole thing focus on a female version. You're not seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
True. Will not care. He will be
look at the
badass
wording.
villain.
You have to look at the wording of the articles and which ones will actually say reimagining or whether it's just a different take. And those are your key flag words in articles, whether or not someone says it differently. So right now, if that's not in any of the articles, we have hope. If you start seeing reimagining, like we had with the Batman series that came out not too long ago with the Adventures in Superman and Black Jimmy Ginger Olsen, that crap.
Okay.
One article said one thing, one article
Masters
said
of the Universe.
All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry. Thank you for having me.
Okay, take care. This is coming straight off the Instagram. This is very exciting news today. I've been a fan of Highlander since I was a lad. From the movies in all their 80s, Queen slathered glory to the TV show with an actor who looked remarkably like one of my brothers. Being not shy with swords and having a director as talented as Chad Stahelski at the helm, this is an opportunity like no other. Deep diving into franchise storytelling with all the tools at our disposal is going to make this an adventure I, and hopefully all of you, shall never forget. And as you can see from the swipe, I've lately been dipping into some of my Scottish heritage and inadvertently getting my baseline research underway. So the fact that he mentions the Scottish heritage tells me that he's probably going to be playing Connor.
I will like that.
Does it really matter who he's playing? He's perfect.
Okay, Anna.
But again, there goes the series. I don't know if you guys ever watched the series.
Yeah, I did. I watched all of them.
The animated or the live action?
I loved the Highlander TV series. I
hated it. I hated it, and I especially hated the ending, just all of it. You know,
well, I kind of liked it because there was nothing else on. So,
I don't know. I kind of wonder if it's going to be the Kurgan again, or if it's going to be someone else, or what they're going to do with it, and who are they going to get to play it?
Okay, seems like no one remembers the animated series that had dinosaurs.
I tried to forget that one.
Highlander.
Yeah, nobody wants to remember that one.
I used to love that series. Was stupid. The series was stupid. I enjoyed it very much.
That kind of got ridiculous because we had so many McLeods running around. It was kind of like, Jesus Christ, how big is the fucking immortal part of the McLeod family? Because he had like Liam McLeod, Connor McLeod, and Bufu McLeod, and his sister Gwyneth McLeod. And all this, I mean, like, god damn, dude, how many fucking McLeods are there?
But there can only be one.
So. Yeah, right. There can only be one to have a child. That's it. It's all about having kids.
And
no
honestly,
one died on that series. No one.
I think that they never expected that thing to be as big of a hit as it was. I mean, you know, Russell Mulcahy, he didn't know that he had lightning in a bottle with that movie. He just figured, okay, I'm going to do this fun little sci-fi show, and it'll be cool. Because it seems real obvious from the horrible sequels and even the TV show and everything else. It's like they had no fucking idea it was going to take off that big. I mean, you know. I guess you guys didn't know. No, I don't think they were planning. I don't think they were planning sequels for that stuff, guys.
No.
That stuff is just. I mean, you could tell by the quality of the writing.
I know Rebecca hates the series, but I felt that fleshed out the world in a more constructive way with the Watchers and
Yeah, I agree
and
with
so
you,
on.
Grim. Yeah.
So you could mine that for material at least.
So
Uh-huh.
yes, so on in that regard, yes, I think the Watchers were cool. I think, but just the ending, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is the reason why there can only be one is to have kids. Like, oh my god, just put me back in space for crying out loud.
There can only be one, so we can make two.
So we could make 3.
3.
4. No, 5. How many do we need now?
Well, if you are living forever, basically you will have sex a lot. Just saying. His whole goal was to have sex, and well, he's immortal.
I can see him working as Connor. I can't think of anyone who'd be a good replacement for the Kurgan or Ramirez.
Well, let's hope he's not playing Duncan then. So.
Well, that may actually be what they're planning to do. They may have 2 Highlanders who are both immortal for some God knows fucked up reason, and one of them is going to be Henry Cavill, and someone will be like a lesser known actor, and Henry Cavill will probably die, and then it'll be this other guy who goes on to make a television series. I have no idea, or a bunch of sequels, or I don't know. It's Hollywood. Try to put yourself in the mind of a Hollywood executive and think about how you're going to make sequel progression off of this movie.
Well, you have a good story.
You mean fuck things up, right? That's what you mean, right?
Yeah. I agree with you, Rebecca. They don't know about story and context and character nowadays. And world building, you know.
Well, that's because they're too busy trying to write to an audience that isn't buying their shit. No. I mean, let's face it. It's just Hollywood writers these days are just kind of like, okay, we need to hit these target markets. How can we best do that? Well, we got this film called Highlander. Why don't we put that out again? And I'm like, why?
Okay, so trying to think down to their level, right? He won't use a katana because that's cultural appropriation.
Oh, that's true.
So he'll stick with a claymore. And they want to break into the Chinese market, right? So either his mentor or the enemy immortal will be Chinese. Probably not the enemy immortal, probably his tutor. So maybe the enemy will be like a Prussian swordsman or something.
Prussian? That would be interesting.
Because they have that whole sword culture, the scarred cheeks and all the rest of it. Plus they're white and German, so they make good baddies.
Yeah, but isn't it supposed to be a regional thing? All the immortals were from the same part of the world.
I thought they were from all over. At least in the series they were, and it was implied in the films. And wasn't the bad guy in the 4th Highlander film Chinese or Mongolian or something?
After the second film, I thought the first film is amazing. The second one, I stopped there.
I did actually see the Renegade cut of it, and it's better, but it still sucks.
Oh, let's not talk about 2, okay?
I mean, but which one was it that they sent him off to space in Mars? Which one was that?
That was 2, wasn't it?
That was 2.
Was it 2?
Yes. All the Highlanders come from a world called Zeist. God, what a name.
2 was just...
Zeist.
Yep.
It sounds like...
What a waste
like
of Sean
spray.
Connery and him. Like,
Well, you know what Sean Connery would say about it? You know, they were paying me a paycheck, so fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, look at this. Oh, hang on.
Okay, is
Who's
this
coming
poster
back in?
official? Let me share this. Can you please share my screen for a second? Is
Yeah.
this poster official?
That looks like an. No, I don't. No, because it looks like The Witcher.
That's a Witcher promo, I think.
Okay, it's a Witcher modify. Okay. Because if this is real, this looks badass. Just saying.
It does look pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Somebody points out that's the wrong sword. God
It
bless
is.
them. I know, right?
Well, I mean, in the original film, they're wearing kilts and stuff, but he's using a targ and a claymore, and I'm kind of like, they didn't look like that. They would have been using basket hilts at that point. But it looks cool to have the big, claymore.
The big guard and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's Boss Logic. I think Boss Logic just did a poster, maybe.
Yeah. Claymores aren't really swords. They're more like big, thin metal clubs.
Every sword is a piece of metal sharpened so you can bash someone and actually do more damage. You are basically fighting people with a piece of metal, a rod of metal, just barely shaped. That's the reality on sword fighting.
Well, actually, having been trained to fight with a sword, in reality, I mean, no bullshit. There's a lot more that goes into it than just swinging it at another guy. I mean,
Just give me a bow
the
and
technique
arrow.
is what makes it amazing. But to be honest, I have studied how to forge swords for basically my whole life, and there's something that you need to know. Swords break, swords lose shape, and swords lose the edge on maybe the second, third time you cut flesh, because the angle is not made so it can hold the edge. Is made so it can make damage. Okay. And also it can hold the structure. Normally you will, on the spine of the sword, you will have a bandage every time you hit. You have to prevent that, but the metal will bend anyway. So there's not much that you can do there.
No, in the Bronze Age, they used to straighten their swords with their teeth.
Yes. My great uncle used to make swords and knives to sell them here in Ecuador. And his technique was actually the European technique. But even though with the European technique and everything, the durability of a sword is not great. Yeah, I know, bummer, right?
No. Sorry. Just typing. I admit as far as, like I said, I've learned how to fight with a sword. I would not claim to be like an expert or, like a kensai or anything awesome like that. But I have actually taken instruction in Japanese fencing, iaijutsu, kenjutsu. So, and I have done test cutting. So
there's more than just swinging it around. You need to yell at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, the alignment of the edge is actually a lot there. If you misalign the edge, that's why normally if you see on films the handle of the sword is round, and usually you will try to make it like an egg, not perfectly round, but you actually need to feel on the handle where's the edge so you can properly use the sword. So normally it will be how's that shape on English? Oval? Yeah.
An oval shape?
The cross section will be oval shape because you need to feel the edges of the handle to properly align the heat.
Oh, and we have Bill, the respectful panelist who wants to wade in on swords. Bill?
Well, I gotta tell you, I like those swords, especially the ones that men have.
Wow, that's nice. Thank you.
No, I was part of the Sword Fighters Guild, and also for theater, I learned fencing. And I don't know I may be the only person on this panel who's actually ever been stabbed by a sword.
I've sliced myself pretty deeply with my katana.
Stabbed by another human being.
No.
I
Yes,
don't
thankfully
think
not.
Many
Renaissance
times,
Festival?
many times in video games on all different platforms.
I was doing a production of Romeo and Juliet. I played Tybalt. And I mean, not Tybalt, Mercutio, and I had to fight Tybalt. And the safety tip came off his sword while he was fighting me.
Oh.
And when
he
went to stab me, it really went in, and I felt that weird pop, right? When because it bent and then went straight. And I went,
wow.
Huh. And I went down and I kept looking. I'm like, that's real blood.
Did it make for a better performance though?
I did not. I didn't lose it. I did the performance, and at the end of it, they called an ambulance, and I'm like, no, I'm actually fine. I don't think it went past the muscle. It just went into my skin.
But it's a pity you weren't using real chainmail. It might not have gone through.
Well, I was doing a production of The Lion in Winter, and I played Richard, and we were using incorrect dates. They were anachronisms in the play. We used Agincourt braided handles on the broadswords, which was like 100 years in the future, and or 200 years in the future. And but anyway, the guy playing Henry Plantagenet dropped the sword on my shoulder, and I was wearing chainmail armor. But when he dropped the sword, he had it at the wrong angle, and it bounced up and hit me in the neck. And thank God, my chainmail went around part of my neck.
You had a gorget.
It freaked me out, but you just don't lose it. You go, okay, I'm not dead. Keep going.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not dead. I'm getting better.
I'm getting better.
Yeah. I used to be a heavy fighter back in the SCA for a while, but I mean, we were just fighting with pieces of rattan. But we did wear armor that was pretty realistic. Huh?
Yeah, didn't you and I talk about this before? Because I was in both SCA and the Sword Fighters Guild.
I was in the SCA too.
Oh, no shit, Jess.
Yeah.
So these, but
Graham,
this
you
is
too?
a real one.
No, it's just a thumbs up to
Okay.
Pablo's sword.
Oh, damn. Look at that.
Yep. This is my great-great-grandfather saber.
Wow.
All I have is...
Oh, Boken. You've got a Boken.
Bokuto.
Yep.
All right, guys, stop whipping them out and comparing your swords.
Yeah, this shit.
You're just saying that because mine's biggest.
Because of the warping, you normally get. That's why it's difficult to get it out of the ship, because the metal will bend with time. For the, I don't know if you can see it, but it's slightly bent.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that made me nervous when you did that.
Oh yeah, I was like, okay, he's gonna have to call the doctors.
No, I can do this.
I don't have anything light.
It's the sword pointing at me.
Yeah, I've got axes and broadswords. I don't have anything that light.
So yeah, the metal on the swords actually deform all the time. Is not perfect. Actually, fencing, you have to compensate for the shape of the sword and the weight and everything. So
it looks more like
not all the swords are equal.
It looks more like a display saber that you would put on display.
Oh, like a dress sword type thing?
Yeah, that's the word.
No, this is for parade. So this will.
Yeah, it's a parade sword. It's a dress sword.
That's
the one with the uniform.
Yep, exactly.
Ash couldn't figure out the actual words. We figured it out for him.
Thank you. What would I do without you oldies looking after me?
I don't know.
I look after him all the time, so you know.
It's all right, youngster. We'll take care of you.
That hurted.
Why? Well, I was gonna add except for Rebecca, and then everyone started laughing.
Oh,
do you want to see something really cool?
Yes.
This is one of the first machine-made knives on Spain.
Oh,
Yep.
is that worth a lot?
It wears a lot, it weighs a lot, and is 200 years old.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yep. And is still sharp. You can actually put shit with it. I don't know what I can put
I
around.
thought you were just gonna grab your hand and just cut your hand with it.
Pablo, please don't
I
cut
have cut my
yourself.
hand with knives before. It's
Yeah,
not
we
fun.
don't need you to go to the hospital tonight.
No, but
Welcome
yeah,
to the
I
poison
hold a
chat.
lot of these pieces because this is the kind of stuff that my grandfather will teach you about metal working, and he has a great collection of those, and also
Is your
most,
grandfather a metallurgist?
no, his uncle. He was he actually made the small balls that you get. Rulimanes, I don't know the name on Spanish, but to move machines.
Oh,
bearings.
ball bearings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bearings. Okay, for the cameras that they use on Hollywood before, they actually needed a couple of bearings so the film will work properly. He used to do that, and they will bring them from Ecuador to the United States because of the quality.
Cool.
Yeah, so he was a interesting guy, but yeah, I have a lot of metal pieces because of that.
I bet. Yeah,
Nice.
I've got a few swords here, including one from Sensei that we don't know. Well, I mean, it was made in the Philippines out of a car spring, but it's a kung fu sword with a big heavy ass Coca-Cola wood and brass handle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the
Cool.
real deal. You could chop right through an ox with it, I'm guessing.
As
Depending on the weight, yeah, you can.
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that
'cause
anytime. Though.
everyone's gonna got an ox in the back garden to chop in half as you do.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in Texas, son. Everybody has a cow in the backyard. We ride horses and spurs and cowboy boots too all the time while we wear our 6 guns on our hips. Don't you know anything?
So you should actually have a Bowie knife, or you should shoot them.
Actually,
there you go.
The Bowie knife is an awesome knife.
Yeah,
Bowie knife's pretty cool.
I got one of those that my grandfather gave me, and then I got a.
Oh, really?
I got a katana, and then I got a machete too.
Yeah.
So.
Actually,
Yeah.
what I prefer over a Bowie knife is a Arkansas toothpick. My friend actually showed me the utility difference in one of those, and I was like, oh. Mm-hmm.
What's the
Yeah.
difference?
Arkansas toothpick is longer and a bit thinner. It has a smaller blade profile, but because the tip is more of a pointed, it works really good for screwdriver, beer can opener, just general perforator.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. If you look them up, you can see the difference. Because Bowie knives are so thick towards the edge, they're almost more for chopping. But
not exactly for chopping, but they are more for stabbing and woodworking. So, yeah, they are supposed to be quite durable. So
Yeah,
the thickness and the quality of the blade is quite important there.
And if you want to cause some damage to somebody, that it'll do it.
All right. Well, we got 5 minutes left for the show. I don't know if anybody wants to stay a bit longer, but Rebecca needs to leave. So, Rebecca, will you please plug your tattoo shop in the chat? We don't appear.
Apparently, she said in the private chat that she has to poop.
No, that's not what she said. Don't be gross.
Hey, here's my dick pic.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Nice.
lovely.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is it? I don't see anything.
That is actually the guy that played Captain America's pelvis, and that's his dick. Tricky dick.
I see nothing.
Marge Goldberg.
Dick pic.
Okay, who in this panel has
I think we
seen
get the
the
joke.
movie Black Dynamite?
Yes.
The movie?
I
I
want
love
to.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
That's the real Dick.
Dynamite.
Oh man. But yeah, the final boss on that movie is Richard Nixon, aka Big Dick.
The biggest dick of all.
Tricky
I remember
dicky.
that whole scene at the White House is so fucking goofy.
It's amazing.
All right. Well, Becca, it was great having you on as always. I hope things are going great at the tattoo shop.
Oh yes.
We still got to do T-shirts though for those.
So I stopped hand painting the sign that I'm supposed to get, because I had 8 people today and I had a bunch of people in yesterday. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna back off on the sign for right now. But my daughter, like I said in the chat, has a bridging ceremony to go from middle school to high school, and we got to go dress shopping apparently at Hot Topic.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
Well,
oh
hey,
yeah,
family
we're
comes
not.
first, man.
Yeah, we're not doing any of this cutie little. She takes after mama. She might be blonde, and blue eyes, and I've got the brown hair and green eyes. But dude, she is just, girlfriend. You want that little goth dress? I'll get it for you. Mama got you, honey.
Aw.
You know what? Just forget the dress and just give her some Jedi robes. She'll be fine.
Yep.
I can do that too. I can do that. She wanted, so she's got like a picnic, I guess. They do picnics for like the end of school or whatever. I have no idea. So she wants, and I kid you not, she wants to go cosplay during all of this. Okay, kid,
Ooh.
what do you want to do? Right? So the kid just wants to dress up in a stormtrooper uniform and just go out and
Nice.
like do her thing. And I'm like, if the school will allow you to have a mask on, I got you. I got you all day. Let's do it.
Nice.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go too.
All right. So that's 2 of our panels going. Grim, make sure you plug your channel. Guys, make sure you plug your channels, okay, before we close up. Come on.
Yeah, I tried to share everybody's, but I couldn't find everybody, so I like gave up.
I have no channels.
Yes, but you do have a shop, and it does have a website, right?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, put
and-
the Facebook link up.
And we always have your stuff for your shop and everything in our description every week still. So ever since you've been on there, so.
All right.
You're gonna make me cry.
Oh,
I know.
I'm sad none of you got my scimitar joke.
Scimitar. A
Quick, take the links
scimitar.
out the
I got it.
description. Don't make the woman cry.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Take
we love
care,
you,
everyone.
Rebecca.
Take care, mate.
Great.
Take care,
Grim,
Grim.
it was
Yeah.
great seeing
We'll
you
see
again.
you later on.
Love having
Okay.
you on, man. Always, every week.
Yeah.
And we will definitely do more in the future.
Indeed.
I want
Indeed.
that.
Good night.
Oh, here.
All right.
Here.
Okay.
This is for you. Here you go. There. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on.
Why are you whispering? This is not an ASMR channel.
I know, right? Hold on.
Welcome to T-shirted ASMR.
Why are we whispering?
Oh God, we turned into the SAMR stream on Twitch.
Boys have a penis and girls have
This
a
turned
vagina.
into Twitch already.
Oh. Okay.
Make so much more money off of this.
Yeah, you totally could.
I know.
You absolutely could. There.
All right. I'm posting it up in the chat.
You could start a new business called Red River ASMR
Yeah.
and like do a studio out of your tattoo parlor, just
Yeah.
in the corner.
Oh, you could do
That's-
tattoos in a hot tub.
Oh no. Here,
No.
I'm just joking.
here's how it
Hot
would go.
tattoos and hot tubs don't mix. I know it.
I
No,
know. I
you-
was joking.
But
Yeah, that's a good way to.
I used-
fuck up.
yeah,
Are
I
you
used-
trying to get hepatitis?
I used to hang out at a tattoo shop and piercing shop, so I know better.
Okay,
I was just joking.
Ash,
Hmm?
I swear to God,
Hmm?
I love the way you say hepatitis.
Hepatitis.
Yes.
Yes, that's so fucking cool.
It
Don't
is.
ever say another word. All you say is hepatitis from this point forward.
And then thank you
Hepatitis,
again.
hepatitis. Okay, hepatitis, and then hepatitis.
It's like Groot. But you say
I am
hepatitis.
Groot. I don't know. I think I like I Am Groot better, but yeah, if Rebecca starts an ASMR channel, it'll be like, "Hi guys, I'm Rebecca. This is the sound of my tattooing."
Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Be like the old school pounding the tattoo into there with a bunch of ink.
I've always wanted to learn that, but I feel that I need to go have one done and like hang out for like an entire month just to understand like
There
the
you go.
cultural meaning and everything behind it.
Oh,
There's
that
mine.
was done the tapping
Combat
thing.
medic.
Wow.
It's not finished. That was done prison way in the army because we didn't have tattooists there. So guy used a cassette thing and a guitar string and India ink to do my tattoo.
Nice.
It's not because like when it gets cold, that fucking thing starts hurting, and I'll get these little bumps because it went into the dermis.
Ow.
Shit.
Well, not only that, the ink that's used is meant to paint with. That's not a
the
tattoo ink.
Yeah, it's not tattoo ink. And so that's how that tattoo is made. But I've wanted to finish it because he's supposed to be holding the death is supposed to be holding the M16, and it's supposed to have a red cross underneath it for combat medics.
Wow.
Cool.
But I don't trust tattoo artists around here, so I'll just have to come down and visit you.
Yeah.
Come see me.
Go see
I
the pro.
trust any tattoo artist that is willing to work for weed.
That's half of the tattoo parlors here in Missouri too.
True.
That's how I got my tattoos.
Dude, just don't smoke it while you're doing my tat, okay?
Dude, okay, wait. You got to show Rebecca your tattoos before you go. Come on.
Yes, please.
Mine? I have
Yes.
already shown them.
Have you?
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one.
Thick ink.
Those-
Yeah.
This one was for 7 Godzilla seeds, my own variety of weed, and this one was for a full Godzilla plant.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds badass.
It's a variety of weed that I made from a channel medical with some modifications. It was for treatment for Parkinson's, so not so much THC, but it was a great plant.
Cool.
Cool.
See, I wish I could show you guys the rest of my tattoos, but I don't have good photos of all of my tattoos. I really need to update because I'm covered.
I know.
Well, you know the only one I want to see.
What, my booties?
Those two, please.
I just wanted to say that because it sounds naughty.
I mean, booby
It's
tattoo.
not a no. It's not a no.
It's not a no.
I know. Oh my God, we're gonna have to get on Twitch before you can show those, though.
Right?
Or maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, whatever.
Oh my gosh, this why did this turn into an adult stream? All this? Oh, never mind. It already
Hi, Ms. Thompson. I'm here to check your pipes.
Oh, I'll let Esh explain that.
Oh, it's called a turban. So
Get
Sikhs
the fuck out of
normally-
here. It's actually called that.
Yeah, it's I was like, whoa, where is this going? Jesus. Yeah, it's called a turban. So Sikhs wear it to cover the head, but I mostly prefer wearing what we call a bhatka, which is basically just a bandana. I find it more comfortable. I will wear a full turban if it's for like big events, family functions, or business events or things like that.
So it's not like the Jedi where, you know, this way is a Padawan and this is a full-fledged Jedi.
No. But usually, if you're a fully baptized Sikh, it's like one of the main parts.
What does that mean?
Okay, so fully baptized Sikh means that you're fully devoting yourself to the faith. So you take a special drink in a special ceremony, and you have to wear certain garb, keep certain items on you, and do certain prayers through the time of the day. No cutting hair, no shaving, fully vegetarian, no fish.
You have to carry a blade, right?
Yeah, so that's what we call one of the 5Ks. So that's like part of your identity as a Sikh, and that's called a Gurban, and that's the small little dagger. Some people, they do carry like big long swords and class that as their Gurban, but for the most part, it's just a tiny little one, and it's usually like under your jacket or something. And for the day-to-day stuff, if you have like regular jobs, you don't have to wear like the full what we call a bana, which is like the special robes and stuff. You can wear like regular clothes, but as long as you have your 5Ks. So the Gurban, which is the sword.
Okay,
Gada,
yeah,
which is
I want to
your
point
bangle.
out something to Ash.
Come.
When I was in the Army, I met this one Sikh, and he was wearing fucking tennis shorts with a Izod shirt and the turban.
Yeah.
And it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because he had like the khaki shorts on. It just had this like out of sync thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people will choose to just have a full-on turban and then just like shorts, t-shirt, trainers, and just go about their daily business. Some of them could be baptized Sikhs as long as they've got their, as I say, 5K. So Gada, which is the bangle that you have to wear at all times. Every Sikh has to wear that. And then the Gurban, which is the dagger, Kashara, which is like special undergarments. It's like a one-size-fits-all type thing, and you just tie it with like a rope type thing. And then Gis, which is your hair, so uncut hair. And what was the other thing? Oh, Gungar, which is like a special comb, which is usually made from wood, usually to keep on you at all times. And sometimes, depending on certain situations, they can be removed. Like your hair can be cut in certain, like medical reasons, for example. Let's say you've got a head injury or need head, like brain surgery. The surgeons are allowed to shave the side of your head to cut your head open, essentially. Or let's say if you had a head injury and you had a concussion and the on-site ambulance staff saw fit to remove your turban, they would be allowed to do that because it's for a medicinal reason. Kind of, and the same thing with drugs as well. No drugs unless medically prescribed. So let's say if part of, let's say, God forbid anyone gets this, but let's say if you had cancer, for example, and part of the experimental treatment would have been like a bit of cannabis, you would be able to take it because it would be part of your medical treatment.
Well, they wouldn't even stand against anything like chemotherapy and such, right?
Well, it's a medical treatment, so yeah.
So yeah, that's great. That's great. Because so many religions, like, still Christian scientists blow my mind that they're so barbaric in how they don't allow medication. But yeah, that's good.
The thing is with Sikhism, it's an extremely open, progressive religion. I don't think many people understand like how progressive Sikhism is. I mean, like it's all. I mean, there's a lot of cultural interpretation, but let's take like gay marriage, for example. In the actual religious text, it says the joining of two spirits, not a man and a woman.
Ooh.
But the actual the culture that's had the connotation with that, all the people are like, no, man, woman, that's it. But that's the culture of India that has been linked to that. But if you look into the actual religious text, it's two spirits. So and like go on.
I just wanted to ask you, do you know the Satsangi religion?
Satsangi religion? No. Let me have a quick look.
Okay.
Our buddy
my
Jace
father was
is,
a yogi, so.
Oh, sorry, Pablo. I'm going to interrupt real quick. Our buddy Jace is still having problems with his internet over in Norway, but he did tell me to show these tattoos to Becca. So, Bex, hopefully you're watching. And you can continue, Pablo. I'll just show these in the background.
Oh no, that was it. My father is a yogi, satsangi, so
nice.
you might know about it. But yep.
Yeah, and I'm just having a quick look. Okay, it's a religious sect of India, has followers among both Hindus and Sikhs.
Yep.
Interesting.
They follow Swaminarayan.
Now, what is the religion of the Sikh?
How do you mean? Because Sikhism is a religion.
Well, is it a monotheistic? Is it?
Okay. It's monotheistic. So we believe like that in one God, but there's like we have 10 gurus, or technically 11. So 10 gurus, which are they're not priests or prophets. They are like the human physical form of God himself. Like they perform miracles. They like kind of like how Jesus performed miracles, but instead of being the Son of God, they were God, and they passed the spirit of God from one person to the other person to the other person. And the 11th one is what we call what you guys would call the Holy Book, but for us that is the current eternal living guru. So the text was written by the gurus and directly from God, and has not been changed since its inception. So like Islam, like Judaism, like some texts are changed here and there. I know the Bible's had a lot of revisions over the years, over the centuries, but since its inception, you've muted.
Oh, sorry about that. My kid was making noise. So basically what you're saying with those, I get, because that's not so much revisions, but translations. And that's where the changes come from. But I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. So the language is it was originally written in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is like, you know how like everything in the Europe derived from Latin. Sanskrit is like that in India and the East Asian countries, the Middle Eastern countries, and then we have like Hindi, Arabic, and Punjabi and stuff like that. So the main language is Gurbani, which is derived from Punjabi, and like it's like a pure religious form of Punjabi essentially. But yeah, there are some like gaps in my knowledge as well. I mean, I'm not going to know 100% everything, but yeah.
Well, I told you about two of my best friends growing up in Virginia were Vijay and Sanjay Mistry, and
Hindus.
Yes, and they had this cool statue of Vishnu.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a tradition to have it in the kitchen, because they had it in the kitchen, and I would just walk by and I was just like, because I thought it was amazing artwork, and I would just always look at it, and but then I made one of those stupid jokes about Vishnu shut up.
Oh God! And with that.
How did that go down?
the dad was just like, he would go, "Oh, Giddy, oh, Giddy," just shake his head and just say my name, "Oh, Giddy," and he would get mad at me because I told you, like, he ran the hotel there in Fredericksburg. It was the Twilight Motel, but when I called it, his accent was so thick, it sounded like he was saying Toilet Motel. So he'd go, "Toilet Motel, may I help you?" And I would hang up, and then I'd call back, and he would yell, "Stop calling, Gary. We know it's you. We know it's you. Stop doing that. We have important calls coming in." Really, it wasn't me.
Well, let's end the show on that note, guys. If you will please plug your channels. Yeah, you guys can catch Jed over at Pop Culture Archivists, and usually he has Ash on as well.
Yeah, and Pablo, and
yeah, he's holding me hostage.
Gary has on. Gary comes on sometimes too.
Oh wow!
Everybody on here actually comes on the channel, so
I came all over your channel.
I'm telling you, man, this summer I'm gonna catch you when you've got Doomcock on there, and I'm gonna just like fanboy out until I'm giggling like a little girl.
I hope so.
And catch Pablo on Geek Tropology. If you guys come on, put your YouTube channel links in the description there. Come on.
Oh yeah,
I'm fine because everybody that's in the chat knows our channel.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Everybody knows our channels already.
Yes. And please check out Gary's channel at Pop Culture Minefield.
TGIF, where usually T-shirt is there at an hour later.
Yeah, I'm a late guy.
I know, right?
in the chat there's the Mi Message Español link.
Yes.
So yeah,
I need to
That
make
is an
sure
exciting
that
channel.
I need to make sure that because I think I'm sub to you guys, but I need to make sure.
Well,
No, I am not.
YouTube's been kicking people off of subs again because I had to resub to Pablo today too.
I have not seen that so far. I have not because I always check all my subs, and I have not seen any of them kick me yet.
Yeah,
But
so-
I've seen some other just tons of hinky shit going on in the background. Losing numbers, viewership, losing my own sub numbers.
Yeah.
And I take snapshots. I'm like, stop this bullshit, YouTube.
Oh,
Stop
so
it.
you do the same thing I do. I take snapshots too.
I always do, and I share them with everybody on the team. Keith, John,
Thank you.
from Entertainment Hacker.
Yes.
That's my buddy John. And then, because we talk all the time, and I share the numbers with him. He shares them with me.
And Ash has got his own channel?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I'll pop the link in the chat. One sec.
And Jed needs to put his in there too. And Gary needs to put
Hey,
his in
Ash,
there
can
too.
you put that in there for me?
I'm not putting
Yes,
it in there
I
because
do.
everybody already knows Pop Culture Minefield.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'm lazy. I don't want to do it. Stop telling me what to do.
I'm gonna make you do it. Damn it.
No, I don't want to. Anyway.
Yeah. You gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right. Well, normally I would end the show with the same intro that I started with. However, out of respect for the passing of Kentaro Miura, I think Pablo, Jed, and Esh did not see this. I'm going to end it with the tribute video I made for Kentaro. And may he rest in eternity. And I'm going to miss him, man. I'm just going to fucking miss him.
Don't get fucking weepy.
I know. I seriously, I got so choked up.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm like, oh my God, he's
I
going to
know.
lose it.
I almost did, dude. I
Is it like
almost
you've got the tiny violin in your fingers that goes?
Go back and watch the stream. When I put it on, you'll hear it in my voice. I nearly lost my shit right there on the show. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Oh, before we go, can I show something?
Yes.
I am talking with this gentleman right now. He's a friend of mine about coming on to the new show that we got going, TGIF.
Oh, Phil Morris.
Yep, he's a good friend of mine. And he's been on our show twice now, and we want to get him back now with the panel live, because everything we've done in the past was recorded. So Phil is trying to check his dates, and if everything works out, we will have him June 11th. June 4th is going to be Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Fosco is going to come along.
Oh, good.
But June 11th will be Phil Morris if he can clear that date for us.
And I'm still trying to get Kjell Nielsen to come. I really want to get him on there. You guys know Road Warrior, Lord Humongous?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, don't sound so excited, Jed. Just only Lord Humongous.
I'm tired for today.
Oh, that guy.
I had a long day today.
Nobody. All
I
right,
really
guys.
do believe that that's where some of that, what is that music called where people go, what is it?
Death metal.
Is that death metal?
That is death metal. Yeah.
Okay, that's where death metal came
I call that cutthroat music.
Cutthroat music.
I feel like your throat's cut and you're trying to sing. All right, guys. Well, first, I'll leave you with some great words. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. No, let's just do what I'm going to say. All right. Enjoyed having everybody on here. Let's do it again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. God bless. They all take care.